Summer rain on a window. Watch the time float on. Cool it blows a memento.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is a very busy day for me. I need to, of course, do my job. So do my work for my job, as well as get ready to apply to medical school. I know a lot of you were asking me like what my gap year plans are. So I want to go ahead and just like get to the point and tell you guys kind of the things I'm doing for my gap year, and as well as you'll be able to see it in this video. I first want to explain that I graduated in 2020. So I graduated spring 2020, but then in the fall 2020, I went back to school, but I didn't actually go to campus, but I had to take my research class and I did my thesis to complete my honors degree. And then I was also studying for my MCAT, and then I was taking extra classes. So technically, like, I was still in school. So I was on a gap year, but I was still doing work. So right now it's like the first time where I'm like not studying for anything unless it's like related to medical school, which is like the Casper exam or the pre-med exam that I'm gonna have to take. So I am working at UCSF as a assistant research clinical coordinator, and I'm just helping create a peer mentoring program to help teenagers quit vaping. I went ahead and I told you guys a lot about that in my last videos, like when you saw me working, but that's kind of what I'm doing. So I'm doing my job at UCSF as well as applying to medical school, which is another job in itself. So just trying to get ready for that, like prepping for to submit my primaries, my secondary, and as well, hopefully, please, interviews, and then getting accepted to medical school, because that is literally the goal, and it's stressful. So I hope you guys are ready for the next couple months to be a roller coaster of emotions, because I'm taking you guys along with me, okay? Because I'm not doing this all by myself. You guys are my support, my emotional support, so I need you guys to be in that journey with me. So I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys along it. I really want to travel, so a lot of like saving so I can be able to travel and going on like fun places. Right now I have to start my job, like, guys, so I woke up at 7 a.m. and right now it is 9:30. Like, I always say I'm gonna start my job at 9 a.m. and then I end up starting at like 11, and I'm like, today I was like, I'm just gonna start at 9 a.m. but it seems like I'm gonna start at 11 because I really wanted to go to Starbucks, because today's my cheat day, and get my pink drink, because yeah, there's this drink, oh my god, it's so good, and I want to get that drink, and I'm like, oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and make my to-do list and then head out to Starbucks to get my drink, and yeah, so let's go.
Another lazy afternoon, the clouds covered in gray, third coffee of the day. Almost fell asleep on Zoom, I yawn at the display, third meeting of the day. But I can hear raindrops tap dancing on the roof. It's like they're calling out, don't lose your youth, 'cause I can stay inside and type away inside. Oh man.
Finished doing like a little bit of the work for my job, so I'm taking a break because I am like really tired, and I really wanted to be like transparent with you guys and like take you guys along my journey when it comes to my finances and managing my money for medical school. I just want to say how thankful I am for my parents, because they gave me everything that they could with what they had. I know a lot of people in college, you know, that's when they started paying for their own things, but I started paying for my own things literally like from what I can remember, 5th grade. Like, I was selling candy at school. I was the girl who sold candy, sold chips. I was a hustler. Between my basketball games, I would be doing the scoreboards for the other games to make money. Like, I was always hustling. Like, I'm the person, like, when it's time for income tax, I'm the girl who has like so many W-9 forms, or not W-9, but the girl who has so many W-2 forms, because I did so many like odd jobs. Like, I worked at Six Flags, I worked at Universal Studios, I worked at my school student store, I like worked at Chick-fil-A. Like, I worked at so many odd jobs just to make money. So I was literally that girl where like when it's time for income tax, I have so many W-2 forms sent to my house, because I've always been like financially like independent and kind of like grew up where like to be very mindful about money, has given me like financial anxiety. So like with my finances, like my anxiety is so bad that whenever I like buy something, I get tremendous guilt. Remember buying myself like a Louis Vuitton bag? As soon as I bought it, I was like, oh my, I had the worst anxiety. I was like, oh my God, like I should have not bought an it was not even $1,000 bag. I should have not done that. And I was so mad at myself. And I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? Even though I had the money, like I had the money for it, but I was like so like anxious and really bad anxiety. And I tried to tell myself, it's okay. Like we're going to take good care of that bag. We're going to pass it on to like our daughter. If you have a daughter, we're going to give it to her. It's a sentimental meaning. I deserved it. But still all this guilt and like anxiety, or like, just to even buy this like drink, like I was like, it's only $4. But I was like, oh my God, like this mentality of like it's the end of the world if I buy myself a $4 drink. I don't like being in debt. I don't like owing people money, but like medical school, it's inevitable. Like I'm going to be in debt. But there's like kind of like a lot of anxiety. I've been just thinking about like, oh my God, like like I'm gonna be in debt, like a 6-figure debt. To help me with the anxiety that I'm facing, I bought myself like a budget binder. This girl went on my For You page. I believe everything happens for a reason. And she was like, budget my monthly bill with me. And she was doing it and she had a budget binder. And I was like, that is so smart. So I started watching videos where people were explaining like the benefits of having a budget binder. And one of the benefits that they were saying was like when you have cash, you're less likely to like spend it, as well as like when you have like a debit card, you can just swipe it and it's like, and it's fine. But when you have cash, you can see like the amount of money that you have. And then it's really important to have a budget binder because you can separate like different monies based off different things. So I went ahead and bought a budget binder, and let me tell you guys, this has been helping me so much with my anxiety. I have different things in my budget binder. Of course, like I know that no matter what I do, there's no way in hell I'll be able to save up money for medical school. Like literally, I cannot save up $250,000. I mean, actually, I don't want to curse myself. If somehow I won the lottery and I have enough money, then I'm good. But I just know myself, I don't want to put stress on myself that it's impossible for me to save my $250,000. It's literally impossible. What I'm basically doing is I'm trying to save so that I am able to still do the things I enjoy while I'm in medical school. So I'm not saving for my tuition, but I'm saving for the things I want to be able to do while I'm still in medical school. I've been working all my life, so going to medical school and literally it's really hard to have a job in it, and they really recommend not to have a job, and I'm not going to medical school with a job. So that's really hard for me. I've been working since I was 14 years old. So even working throughout school. So like going to school and not working, like I had so much anxiety with that because I'm like, how am I supposed to enjoy myself? I will also link my budgeting thing or my budget binder down below so you guys can go ahead and buy it. I got it off Amazon. It was super cheap and I love it so much. So go ahead and link it down below if you want to buy one. But yeah. Hi guys, it's me. I am editing right now, and I just wanted to explain that this transition right now, it's going to be really weird because I was initially supposed to like show you like my cash stuffing process and my budgeting, but it was going to make the video so long. Like the video was about to be like an hour long. So instead, I'm just going to make a separate video showing my budgeting next week and post it. So this transition into the next kind of thing that I'm going to talk about is going to be really weird, but please forgive me. I'm like convinced that someone is giving me this evil eye. Like hold up. Let me go ahead and wear my evil eye bracelet that I got from Costa Rica, because I am like convinced I'm like getting evil eye, because every time I say I'm gonna like, work on my medical school application, I don't do it. And I'm like, what's going on? And not that like really, I'm a little bit superstitious. So yesterday I was supposed to work on my medical school application, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this like little break and then like read my book. And then I ended up getting addicted to this book and read the whole thing last night, and it's called People We Meet on Vacations by Emily Henry. And this book is so good. Like I love romance, but I kind of want to tell you where I'm at with my whole like application. So I finished my personal statement, my work activities. I already emailed my professors for my letter rec, but I'm gonna remind them today if they can get it uploaded. So I kind of have to do that today. But basically, like 2 weeks ago, I was like in a dilemma because I was extremely like stressed out because I kept sending my personal statement to so many people, like, oh, can you read it? Can you read it? Can you read it? Can you read it? And like, of course, like everybody was giving me advice and opinion on what I should change, what I shouldn't. And there's some things where I was like, I really don't want to change it. But like, because I'm a perfectionist, I want it to be perfect and I want to get everyone's feedback. But my advice to you and what I'm learning is that you literally like create a team of like 3 people that you trust and just have them read it and let that be. Basically, I just think my application is good at this point. Like, I tried my best, so I'm just gonna go ahead and upload it to that. So that's basically where I'm at right now. What I do need to work on is my like medical school list. My second piece of advice is don't show people your medical school list. Not that it's like, how do I explain this? I'm just telling you guys my personal experience. Everyone likes to project their own insecurities onto you, and like, it's kind of like when you tell someone your dreams, like, hey, I want to do that, and people are like, oh, that's so hard to get into. Like, subconsciously you start to take that in your mind, like, oh, are they right? Oh my god, it's hard to get into. Like, they put thoughts in your mind that you never probably had in the first place. So like, personally, from my own personal experience, when my friends were like, oh, like, can I see your medical school list? Like, my medical school list is not done yet. I'm like far from done, okay? Like, I have no schools on the list, but I was just saying like the schools I want to apply to. And they're like, wow, those are like top tier schools, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay.
What they gotta do with me?
I was like, asking myself, am I being unrealistic? Like, is this person right? Like, I'm so confused. And I had to realize, like, being delusional gets you to places. Like, we shouldn't be afraid to be seen trying. By that, it means, like, we shouldn't be afraid to put ourselves out there and, like, just get opportunity. If we don't get it, then it wasn't meant to be. But you don't want to live your life with regrets, wishing that you applied and wanting to know what the results were. For my medical school list, I guess my plan on how I'm doing it, I want to show you guys kind of like this Notion template that my MCAT tutor, he sent me this template that he used. I don't know if he created it. Let me know if you guys want me to like link the template or like attach it or something or send it to you guys. But he like created this template and it's so like helpful, and I actually really want to show you guys the template. Hold up. So this is my template. And basically, like, the template just has, like, everything kind of, like, put your email, your ID, because I literally do not have my WAMC ID memorized, which is really bad. Your MCAT score, a card number for quick access. And I really like this because when you're inputting stuff on, when you're applying to medical school, a lot of just needing your card for everything, to sending transcripts. It's just an expensive process, needing to send your transcripts, needing to pay for applications, just a lot of things that need to be like online. And then we have an agenda. So basically, like, what's in progress, what's high, like high right now, that should be low. This is like, once again, a template from my friend who already got accepted to medical school. So like, this is kind of stuff curated to him. But for example, like, I already set my school transcripts for one of my colleges. That one I didn't attend a virtual fair, but I'm not planning on going. I've been to so many virtual fairs, so I think I'm good enough. And then, for example, so I just got like one of my transcripts, I just sent it. And so I'm gonna go ahead and like, you can add comments and put like, okay, set my transcripts. This template, once again, is like my friend's template. So like, a lot of the schools were the schools that he was applying to, not the schools I'm planning on applying to, because I haven't made my list yet. But what he did was that he like put like the status, if he was gonna apply, the level, the school name, the MCAT zone. I don't know what that means. I don't really like this, that he had stats for the school. I don't know, because like, I feel like I'm more than my stats. And I don't know, I don't like that. I feel like you shouldn't let your stats hold you back from applying to where you want to apply. I know people are like, be realistic, and of course that's a great thing, but I feel like personally, like, when I look at people, like, numbers and the GPAs of people, like, I get like anxiety and stuff, and I don't know if that makes sense, if I'm making sense, but I don't like that. They're probably gonna delete like all of this. I probably will remove some of the like tabs of like the GPA and science thing. I don't know. I guess I don't really care. I don't know, if you like to see like how the GPA is, then you should keep it. Me personally, I could care less about that. Right now I'm planning on applying to 45 schools. I might apply more. I just chose 45 because like, it sounds like a better number. I don't know. And so obviously, of course, like, you guys are gonna be there when I'm like submit my applications. I'll definitely let you guys know like how many schools I'm actually going to apply to and what the cost was. I think like how I'm gonna go about like making my school list is that look at the top tier schools, put 15, like the 15 that you want to go to. Look at the mid tier schools, put the 15 that you want to go to. I just want to put this out there that I don't look at tiers. Like, I don't really know what that is. I feel like every school is good. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to go to that school, it's a bad school. And I don't feel like there is a bad school. If you're going somewhere to get an education, I feel like it's a great school, if that makes sense. And I'm a big believer on like, it doesn't matter about where you go, it's about what you do there. Because there's so many people who go to these like big schools and then they don't do anything. And there's so many people who go to these low schools and they do so much. So I don't really get caught up on like names of schools and like, oh my, like I don't have a dream school or like top tier, mid tier schools. Like I actually really didn't know. I had to ask him. I was like, how do I find out what school is a mid tier or top tier school? Like, I don't know what that is. So, and like, he was like, just look up online, type it. You'll be surprised. Reddit already has a list of it. I was like, okay, cool. I don't have a dream school. There's definitely places that for sure I know I don't want to live in. One, because it's just dangerous for me to live in. Like, as a Black woman, the girls that get it, and the girls that don't. Like, there's certain places that we cannot live in just because it's like dangerous to us. It's like not good for us. So like, obviously I'm probably not gonna bat an eye and look at that like place, but I'm just picking places that I would love to live in. And then also I'm looking at like stuff like what's their diversity, because like I don't want to be like the only Black person at the school. Kind of like also their curriculum. That was a lot of talking and not a lot of working, so let's go to the library. So this morning, instead of working on my applications, I decided to take like a little break. So right now I'm on my way to Salt and Beer with my sisters, and we're just gonna have like a lunch there and just catch up and talk. I haven't been to Salt and Beer since I was 14, so I'm really like interested to see how the food tastes now, because honestly, like, I totally forgot how it tasted. But yeah, so I'm on my way to Salt and Beer. I'm hoping that after I'm done eating and going out and getting like some fresh air and sun, I'll feel more motivated to like continue working on my application. So earlier today I hung up with my sisters and it was honestly so much fun. It is what I was needed because I was feeling really down. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, sometimes I'm like really excited about the future, but then sometimes I'm really sad. Like, there's a part of me that is like missing like my old self or myself before, like, I don't know, like my younger self. I'm missing like my younger self. And I don't know, I feel like life is moving by so fast. And also like, I just think it's really crazy that like I'm applying to like medical school, and that 1 year from today, like my life can be completely like different. I went out with my sisters. We got brunch. Honestly, not brunch, because honestly, like, my sister takes a long time getting ready, so it ended up just being lunch, and a late lunch, because we got lunch around 2. Then we went to the park and it was so relaxing. We just had a picnic and we're laying down there just talking. And I love spending time with my sisters, and I'm so happy that I finally have more time to spend more time with them. So I'm really happy about that. Out of all my 7 letter writers, only 2 of them have submitted, and I'm like, I told you guys in January, and then I sent you the link, and literally in February, like, what is taking so long? Since AMCAS is down, I want to work smarter, not harder. I think yesterday I was just like, oh, like, it's down, not gonna do anything. But instead, while waiting for it to get back up, I'm just gonna start pre-writing my secondaries. I literally told myself I'm gonna have 5 of my secondaries pre-write done. Guys, I have like a week and a half left, like, and 0 of it is not done yet. So I'm gonna put my headphones in, type away, and see if I can answer some of these questions. Maybe try to finish 1 school secondary. So I'm gonna try to do that tonight, and we will see what happens.
Try to make new friends so I can pretend I can fall in love again. Your picture